Hi, YouTube. Happy Friday. I hope you're doing great. I'm having an okay day. Not too bad. Didn't sleep worth a darn, but that was just my own problem in my head because I wanted to see that eclipse that was happening. So I saw it starting to sort of happen about 11 o'clock and midnight. And then I got up at 2 in the morning and it was about half done, and then again about 4:30, and it was pretty much all the way covered. Then at 6:30, I couldn't even find the moon anymore. So um yeah, and then the sun was coming up. So yeah, I think I found out the reason why the neighbor guy might be back around on that hill all the time. There's two houses back up in there, and I think he lives in one of them alone. I don't know for sure, but that could have something to do with it. But anyway, so yeah, so far it's a pretty nice day. Nice and sunny, a little windy. Actually, very windy. Um, it wasn't bad. I had gone out and gave the kitties a treat, and it wasn't bad out in there. So this morning was interesting on Minneapolis station WCCO. It's a CBS channel. I could not find the video clip of it or any information on it, but what they had said, um, you probably know what's another part of Facebook is Instagram, and one other one you might know. I didn't catch what they said. They said it kind of quick, but and my ears are pretty good, so maybe they were sort of mumbling or they just said it quick to get it out there or whatever. But they said that Facebook, um, Metaverse's parent or Metaverse, Facebook's parent company, was using certain ads to lure children in, and that there was some kind of documentation, whether it was a lawsuit or whatever it was. I didn't catch the whole thing, and I was hoping that I would have. And that's all I heard about it was that, and that was it. So it's like, oh, well, okay. Thanks for the sorta information, you know? But that's interesting for people that have children. Of course, we know they're always going after the kids anyway. That's just what they do. So, yeah, I've told you this before, but if I ever get have a stupid look on YouTube, like this, watch. They'll use it for my cover. you know, they won't get me smiling or anything. They just wait till I have this dumbass look on my face and use that for my cover. It is sort of funny though, but it's interesting to see, like, they'll wait 11 minutes in and get this god awful picture of me. It's like, okay, you remind me of the men I've been around, don't want to take a nice picture of me. It's like back in the day, like, if I wanted a picture in my swimsuit for the memories or whatever. I have a couple, but not in my swimsuit, but I mean a couple of pretty nice pictures, but they weren't something that they did intentionally, if you know what I mean. So, yeah. My parents did. That was a little different because they wanted me to try and play on my looks or whatever, maybe my height, to use that in my life to make money for security, or God knows what their reasoning was, but yeah, wasn't my thing, you know. Yeah. I didn't mind, like, see, I did modeling um for a short time. Went to modeling school and whatnot. But I don't know. I think other people probably would enjoy it more than me, and they did. And then I was offered a contract for Vogue Junior, and that was a long time ago. But I declined it, and my adoptive mom wasn't too pleased about that because she figured if she put out the money to send me to this class to teach me how to walk and talk, that I should, use it. And I said, well, I play the flute too. And they bought me the flute. So what, and I wanted to be in the Minneapolis Symphony or St. Paul Symphony Orchestra, but my life sort of fell apart. But that was one of my dreams, was being a veterinarian and playing my flute. That's two things I loved, animals and music, moreover than trying to just ham it up, you know. I am sort of a ham around people, but not where I don't include them in the hamming it up too. You know what I mean? I always treat people as cute as they are, if they're cute. You gotta act right to be cute in my book. I don't care what anybody looks like. I really don't. I never have, you know. I've been around some very attractive people that really start looking ugly after a while. It's like, whoa, if I had seen that at first, ooh, man, I escaped. But yeah, so I don't know. Just talking here, I don't know about too much. Got coffee and cigarette stains on my teeth, but yeah, excuse that. Or like when you eat chocolate, isn't that hideous? You look over at somebody and they're like, "Ee," you know, it's funny. Yeah, well, I don't know. Yeah, I wonder what that is about with the Facebook and metaverse anyway. It'll be interesting and somewhat daunting to see what they're going to try and pull on the kids. That TikTok crap. I one of my uh mothers of my grandchildren um unfriended me when I asked her a question about my sons, but before that, and I think these sometimes they get scared that people will interfere in their life, but um I was told that my one of my younger granddaughters was in the bathroom in the shower making a video for TikTok and didn't have too many clothes on or something like that. Something. Then she was up on a bar stool twerking, or isn't that how you say it? Or is it tweaking? No, I know what tweaking is. Yeah, twerking. I'll have to remember it rhymes with jerk. Um, yeah, and was gonna upload that or did upload that to TikTok. She was like 6 or 7 years old at the time. It's like, what the hell? You know, who's watching her when she's on a bar stool doing this and why? you know? So, yeah, sometimes it's best as a grandparent just to kind of. I could have called the woman and said, why'd you unfriend me when she's the one who contacted me first? But I thought, no, no, I'm not because I don't. I'll tell it like it is. I took out a very, very expensive ring and other jewelry for my granddaughter when she was born, a month after she was born, because the father wasn't there. And I wanted them to have some security. And I wanted the little girl to have things from her grandmother that she could have when she grew up. But there are things that she could be wearing right now. And it was just kind of a bad thing all the way around with the way the mom is and in my life. And it's like, yeah, that's okay. It's like one of them type of people that they're just kind of nasty, you know. So all I can do is pray that my granddaughter sees like I did when I was growing up. It's like this is just weird. This is not right, and grows out of it and comes out of it. And you know, I don't know if she'll ever be able to find me, but she might be able to, and I can hope for that. So, but I'm not gonna go begging. It's like one time I was gonna talk to her on the phone, and the mother let her go to the store with her other grandma, and I had this set up like one time. It was like about a month in advance, and they got busy and couldn't, so we rescheduled it. And I was going to record it so her father could hear her, because he hadn't for quite some time, and just kind of document her little voice talking and whatever. But and it's like, yeah, and then there's other things this woman did, and it's like as in the immoral department in my life, and it's like, yeah, okay, whatever. I'm not gonna beg. So I don't like talking on the phone anyway, and if I started calling her, she wants to call me every day. And I used to text and call her a lot because you know anyway, well, long story. So I just stopped doing it because it was getting sort of abusive, so anyway. But yeah, the lunar eclipse was really cool. But then I started thinking about how come I can see a lunar eclipse. Now it's got to be the shadow of the sun because the sun's on the other side of the world, and the moon was full, and I could see the sun's shadow covering the moon. But in some respects, because the earth is in between, that doesn't seem quite right. So, like with the flat earth theory with things, and I saw maps that the Illuminati had when I was a kid of the ice wall and the real layout of the planet and stuff. So, and I've got a couple pilots in my family, and we've known some pilots and stuff. So it's like, you know, but that is to think about. You know, the Earth would be in between. If the sun is on the other side of the planet, it would be the Earth that was eclipsing the sun, not the moon. What do you think? It's all a bit confusing, isn't it? All I know is in the scriptures it says the stars, the moon and the stars and the sun were placed in the firmament. So it's the firmament that moves. We don't. It's the stars in the heavens, like a giant clock. So and that makes entirely more sense, you know, but and each to their own, and I really don't even care. It's like a Facebook friend wrote, to the flat earthers, don't tag me in a post and put my name on it. I'm like, I'm with you there, because people get in really heated arguments about that type of thing. And I said to people, how about if the earth is round and it's inside a square, or inside a triangle that's inside a square, and the square actually makes up a diamond shaped, and that's stuck in a box, and how about all of the above? you know or a toroid, or whatever they call them, Taurus, you know uh it starts with a V. Oh, Anyway, I do have a slight headache. I think it is from being a little bit tired because I was silly. I was so tired. I felt like videotaping it and wished that I had my telescope set up last night. It's like I'm just too tired. I will get up and look at it, but and I knew that other people like Leak Project Rex Bear, he was out there filming it, and I just saw Bruce C's all put up a video. It looks like he was filming the moon last night, so we'll see what he got because he does stay up a lot all night. Bruce does. So we'll see. He probably has some really good footage, no doubt. He usually does. So yeah, that'll be. I haven't watched them yet. I haven't been. Although, see, I'll turn on my Facebook in the morning and my YouTube, and I've been trying to go into the studio right away on YouTube to see if anybody wrote anything because I don't want to be rude. I want to keep in communication if people have a question or just want to say hi. You know, I don't want to be rude. So, because I still am not getting my notifications. And I had a whole bunch of subscriptions from people, but ones that don't put out videos or I really don't like their channel or whatever, I eliminated a whole bunch of them, even more than what I had added when I was still getting notifications. Well, I get notifications for people's videos. I don't get notified for somebody's comment on my videos. But if I comment on somebody else's, I get notifications for that. If people are talking back and forth on somebody else's. So I don't understand. I suppose I could write and complain, but it's like whatever. You know, I had a couple of videos that I debated whether or not I had broke their community standards, and the one said definitely I had, and the other one is still sort of up in the air, but I didn't. I didn't, and I know it. I was just pointing out that the person that calls himself my president had threatened my physical being, and I was responding to the threat, that type of thing. So, yeah. So, yeah. Living in the days of we really can't hardly even say anything. And it does bug me like they're still trying to push this race war thing when back in the 60s and 70s we had that solved. There's no place I went in the United States, all over the place. Canada or Mexico, everywhere that people weren't getting along. I mean, you had your little groups here and there that were still and still are really bad, like Missouri and different places in the South mostly. But I don't know, it just wasn't a thing in the people with the people that I encountered, and there was people of every race and religion and whatever and whoever, military, non-military, government lovers, government haters, and we all didn't have a thing against each other, you know. And now they're trying to make it so people do. It's just ludicrous. It's crazy. But it's not going to work. It won't, you know. Hopefully it won't. I saw that Kyle Rittenhouse, that boy that had took a AR-15 to and he didn't have a license to carry it, totally got off scot free, killing two people and wounding another. Not one charge against him. I don't know. For me personally, what's a 17-year-old doing with an AR-15 going to a protest? If you're not intending to use that gun, why do you have it? That to me would be the bottom line, you know? I mean, it's not like he had it in his home and it was a registered weapon and he was an adult, you know, and somebody was threatening his person in his personal space. That would be a little bit different, you know. Or if you were defending somebody that you loved, but these people were chasing him down. And I think it's all kind of hokey. And I wonder if it wasn't kind of staged to get people up in arms about our Second Amendment and right to bear arms, you know, because trust me, I don't have a dog right now, but when the wild dogs would come out and my little dog was out there, I, I was glad I might be prepared if I had to defend her, you know, or anything else happened. You know, if my horse would have broke her leg, you know, what are you going to do? You know, those types of things. Or if there's a bear trying to come in the house, or, you know, things do happen. These are real things that actually do happen in the world, you know. There's mountain lions, all kinds of stuff. And the more people that come around, the more they're pushing the animals in towards to where the people live. So I don't know. Yeah, I guess my point is, although I really hate guns, I am a deadeye. I can shoot, and if I want to hunt, I'm good at it. But I don't like it. I don't like guns. I don't even want one around me. But if I wanted to, and Doug has many, but if I wanted to, I still would want the right to have to do that if I wanted to, you know. So, and it is a right. I mean, if you're not harming another human being or animals or anything, you can do whatever you want. Why not? You know, it's just like a prostitute. Let her do what she wants to do. I mean, if there's certain districts or maybe houses where they could take care of these women and get rid of the pimps, let them do what they want to do. You know, I didn't always feel like that, but I do now. I mean, it's not like I would want a whorehouse in my neighborhood, you know. But like if a dude's going to go to, or whoever is going to go to that type of place, they're going to find it wherever they can find it anyway. And it's the pimps that need to be, and the human traffickers, and the people that hurt children. Those are the ones that need to be imprisoned and in jail, you know. And I'm back to whatever a person wants to do with their body is what they want to do. That's up to them, you know. Not that I mean, I wouldn't hate somebody. I'd give somebody a cup of coffee and welcome them in my house and love them just like another human being. But I'd also try and, like, I had a friend, I had two friends, Candy and Cindy, and I got Cindy off the street, and Candy didn't want to stop. And me and her sister, they were twins, went into where she was working in a pretty high class place and um, got her out of there for that time, but she didn't stay out of it, you know. But we tried. At least I got one out of there, you know. I just told her I just don't want to hang around with you if you're going to be doing that, you know. So, and another gal that I was in a Catholic girls' school with was had been doing that. And I talked her out of doing that and made sure that she wouldn't even have anything to do with the guy who was pimping her out. It's like, don't you want a boyfriend that's not going to want money from you and use you? Don't you? I'm like, you're beautiful. What are you doing this for him for? You know, go out and find somebody that's going to buy you something instead of the other way around. You know, I mean, there's nothing wrong with the woman buying the love of her life or something, whatever, or her boyfriend, something. Don't get me wrong, it's just the way pimps are, you know. So, yeah. I got chased one time, well, more than once, but one time I was 12 and my friend and I were in an elevator. Well, he had followed us off the street and then into an elevator, and we got away in there were skywalks. There's skywalks down in going across the streets and different department stores and stuff down in the cities. And we knew the area better than he did, and we were able to escape from the creep. But yeah, that type of stuff happened. I had one dude follow me through the woods on the way home. That was scary. And he had camel gear on and all that stuff. That was a weirdo. Looked like Jesus, like the depictions of Jesus. I'm like, Jesus. That was scary. That was a bad one. Excuse me, I'll have one more cigarette with you. And I was also about 12 when that happened. That's really weird. That was kind of a rough year. It really was. Yeah. Huh. Living in the city. Well, we lived sort of on the edge of it, but still close enough. I went to high school quite a ways away from where I lived, though. Well, according to what it's like in the city, it was 3.5 miles and around a couple lakes. So they call it a chain of lakes. And there's one they call Lake of the Isles, and there used to be when there was Cedar Lake and Calhoun, Lake of the Isles, Harriet, and one other. Well, anyway, um, you had to go around a couple lakes and some wooded areas to get home before I got home. But they used to have an old steam ship with the paddle, a paddle ship that would go carry all the rich people around from one lake to another in these channels that they had made, and they have like a lot of mason work in that city with arched bridges and different things like that. It is really pretty, but so I don't miss it though at all. City life isn't just unbearable to me. I feel like I'm in a cage. So yeah. Oh, I was gonna speak to you about the loneliness that the Illuminati wants to put on the people of tender hearts. If you think it's intentional, you're right. And the people, like even people that that will scoff at you or laugh off your feelings or belittle you in that way, that's just guidance by Satan. They may not even understand that they're being used like that, but they are. Now, I live with somebody that actually understands exactly what that is. But the biggest uh, thing a human being that can literally and physically hurt your heart is loneliness. And it doesn't heal, it compounds. And if you've had a broken heart, you know the feeling. It's an open wound and it's not something that closes up. Now, God does help me motivate every day, but it's like He put a plug in that broken part, but it's still there. It's like Satan wants to rip it back open, just tear it up, but Christ is in there and won't let him. So I was just kind of thinking about that lately too, because it really is a tactic that they've used for generations, and they know just what they're doing. So just beware if you know people that are like that, or will even start an argument so you'll walk away in disgust or whatever, or not talk to them. That's part of it too. It's all conducted like a medieval symphony of death, you know. So true. It's very true. One of their tactics. So if you think it's a tactic that's being used against you, you're absolutely right. It is. You know it's not from God. It's from the other one. So well, I think I'll let you go. Um, oh, I should have got more sleep, but I just had to see that eclipse to see what was up. And I've seen them before, but that was one of the most longest lasting ones. They said it was going to last for like, I heard an hour and 20 minutes one place, and another place said like 3 hours or whatever. But from what I could tell, it seemed to me that it was only completely full for maybe almost 2 hours. So um, I'll have to see what I can watch on some videos and see what they have to say. But what do you think about that? If the sun's on the other side of the world and it was dark where I live and the moon was shining full, a beaver blood moon, how did it eclipse? You see what I mean? It doesn't make sense. So I don't know. Just thinking out loud. All right, everybody. Peace and love. Thank you for joining me. I hope you have a spectacular weekend. I'm gonna try to. Um, yep, I'm really gonna try. So talk to you soon.